Hi guys, today I'll be teaching you all how I made this corset top. You will also learn how to make corsets for all sizes and how to make a bra cup as well. If this is your first time on this channel, please click on the subscribe button. It is free. You don't have anything to lose, rather you have a whole lot to gain from this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video. So let's get started. The first thing is to mark the shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 15.5 divided by 2. I have 7.75. So I'll mark the 7.75 like so. This line is just a guideline. You can also start from this place. Okay, so from there you mark the armhole depth. The armhole depth I'm working with is 7.75 as well, plus 1 inch for shoulder slant. So that will be 8.75. So this is the armhole depth, which will also represent our chest line. So rule a straight line, then connect the shoulder measurements to the armhole depth. Then the next thing is to take the neck width. The standard neck width is 3 inches. So I'll take 3 inches like so. Then the neck depth, we are working with the front bodice, is also 3 inches. So 3 by 3 inches. Then I'll connect the points together. Then the next thing is to come to the armhole line. Take 1 inch for shoulder slant. Remember, our shoulder is not straight, our shoulder is slant. Then connect it. Come to the armhole line, measure what you have left. So I have 7.75. So I'll divide that by 2. So I have 3.7. So I'll measure the 3.7 like so. Then on that point, I'll go in by 1/2 inch. Remember, the front body's armhole is deeper than the back armhole. Then I'll make a slant like so. Then use your French curve to make a smooth armhole curve like so. And the next thing is to take the bust point, that is the shoulder to nipple. I'm working with 10.5. Please make use of your measurements. Then shoulder to under bust is 14 inches. Then the length of this corset is 21.5. So I'll connect them with. So this is the chest line. This is the bust line, this is the under bust, and this is the length of the corset. You can write full length. The next thing is to take the bust span measurement, that is the nipple to nipple measurement I'm working with is 8.5. Divide it by 2. I have 4.25. So I'll take the 4.25 on all the lines. 4.25. Then I'll make a straight line down. Okay, so the next thing is to take the dart on the under bust. So the total dart I want here is 2.5. So I'll take 1.75, that is 1/3 on this side of the armhole. Then I'll take the remaining 3/4 inch on this part. Then I'll take the same thing on the M, 1.7 and 3/4. Please note, your dart intake is dependent on your bust circumference measurements. If you are working with a bust 34 to 36, you can use 2 inches. If you are working with a bust 38, you can make use of 2.25. For bust 38 and above, use 2.5, and so on. Then on this bust span line, I'll take 1 inch below the bust line. Then I'll connect my dart legs. Then come to the shoulder and measure what you have left. Here I have 4.6. So divide it by 2. I have 2.3. So I'll mark the 2.3 like so. Then I'll mark 1 inch above the bust line like so. I'll extend the bust span line. Let me extend it up so that you can see what I'm doing. So I mark 1 inch above the bust line. Then I will connect the midpoint of the shoulder to that 1 inch above the bust line. So the next thing is to get your bust radius. To get that, measure from the bust line to the under bust. So I have 3.3. So that means that 3.3, you measure it from the bust line to get your upper bust. So I have something like this, so I'll mark that point. So that 3.3, we'll use it to make a circle, so that it will make our guideline for drawing our cup. So if you have your compass and pencil, so take it, then put your compass on that 3.3 like so. I believe you can see from here to here. Then place the tip of your compass on the bust line like so. Then make a circle, make your circle round, just like I am doing. So this will help us to get a perfect cup. So I've drawn my circle. So if you're using tape to get your circle, so just put that 3.3 on your bust point like so and start navigating it round, making that bust point your pivot point. So you just do it round. This is the way you'll be taking your tape. Don't let it shift away from that 3.3 on the bust point. So after making the circle like so, I believe you can see it, then come to the chest line. You can take ½ inch below the chest line. It depends on how revealing you want your corset to be, but I'll be maintaining the chest line. So you take ½ inch outwards like so. Then take your French curve to make a curve towards the ½ inch line. So this is the cup. So I want to connect the upper part now to this 3.3 mark that we made earlier. So I'm just going to do that with my French curve. So connect it carefully. So before we connect the other part, take your bust circumference measurement divided by 4. So I'm working with 39.5. Divide by 4, I have 9.875. So I'll mark it on the chest line like so. Then measure what you have from this armhole line to that point. So I have 2 inches. So 2 divided by 2, I have 1 inch. So mark the 1 inch. Then take your French curve and connect the upper part to the armhole like so. So you make your curve into the armhole. Then connect the other side with your French curve. So I'm going to connect. We are connecting it to this 1 inch mark that we have here. So you take it up. So now I want to tighten the upper bust. So I'll take 1 inch on both sides. You can take 3/4 inch. It works fine as well. But I'm going to take 1 inch for this tutorial. So I'll connect it to the 1 inch above the chest line. So the next thing we want to do now is to blend. So I've successfully ended the cups, so we won't have any sharp points. So that means we are cutting out all these parts that we are cutting out. So the next thing now is to impute the bust circumference is 39.5 divided by 4, 9.875. So I have that here. Then the dot I'm cutting out here is ½ inch, so I'll replace it back to avoid shortage. So I'll take the same measurements on the bust line. The under bust circumference is 34 divided by 4. I have 8.5, so I'll mark the 8.5 like so. Then the dot we are cutting out at the under bust is 2.5, so I'll extend the measurements with 2.5. Then come to the waistline or the hem. I have 36 divided by 4, that is 9 inches. Then the dart we are cutting out here as well is 2.5, so I'll measure the 2.5 and mark like so. Then I'll connect all the points together. Then before we cut out, I'm going to be introducing the bust darts on this pattern. So you measure yourself or your clients, the front bodies and the back bodies may not be the same. So for this, the front bodies, the front lengths rather, that is the measurement from shoulder to the where you want your corset to get to, will be different from the measurements at the back bodies. So the front measurement is 21.5, while the back length is 20.5. So 21.5 minus 20.5, that gives me 1 inch. So that 1 inch is what we'll be using for our side dart. So I'll take that 1 inch from the bust line, then mark your 1 inch measurement here, then connect it to the bust line like so. So we are cutting, this is a dart we are cutting out. Okay, so before we cut out, we need to blend our cups so that everything will rhyme when we are sewing on our fabric. So I'll slash the bust line. So then I'll close it like this. Then use your tape to hold it together. Then I'll close this over bust so that our cup will rhyme when we are sewing on our fabric. So you do it gently. The cup has shifted at this side. The side is not equal as well, so we have to blend everything back so that we won't have any shortage when we are sewing. So I'll blend this cup.
Please click on the subscribe button. It is absolutely free. You don't have anything to lose.
This is what we have after blending, so we can remove our tape. So this part is the yoke. So we are not making use of that. That is why I blended this part. But if you are making use of your yoke, you place it on another paper. So this is what we have. Then the next thing is to cut out our darts and our cups. I want to cut out the darts now. Then cut the side. Okay, so this is what we have after cutting. Let me take this part. So before cutting the cups, I'm going to label it. So this is 1, this is 2, this is a center front, this is a side front. I'm going to make a mark here so that I'll know that this is the part we are joining together. So I'm going to write up here, I'll write down so that I'll know that this is the upper part and this is the down part. It is very important to label. Then write your center front here and write your side fronts as well. So these are the down parts, down. So the next thing is to cut out the cup along this line, along this line. So I've cut out the cups, so this is what we have. So this gives us a 2 cups corset. So now if you want to make your cup to be 3, that is a 3-part corset. So I'm going to show you guys from this 2-way corset. So let's work on the cup now to form the 3-part corset. So I'm just going to use my tape to tape it together. Ensure that it's aligned before taping. So that is that. Then the next thing is to take our measurements. So on this part, you can take 2 inches. On this part, you can take 2 inches. Then on this part, you can take 2.5 inches. Then on this part, take 2 inches like so. Then connect then connect together with a form of curve. So the next thing now is to cut out. So this is 3. So let's label this 3. So this is down. So let me just put this sign here to show that that's the part we are joining together. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So this is the upper part. These are the parts that we are joining together. So just label your cup so that you won't have any problem when you are joining. So this, we successfully drafted the 2 cup and the 3 parts corset. So now we'll move to the back bodies. So now for the back bodies, so the first thing I did, I took 2 inches for zipper allowance, rule a straight line all through, then take 0.75 here. You can take half an inch. This is to remove the excess at the back bodies to prevent it from bulging. Then take the shoulder measurement starting from this 2 inches zipper line. Take the shoulder measurement. We use the 7.75. Then for the armhole we use 8.75. Then take 1 inch for shoulder slanting. Remember our shoulder is not straight, it is slant. That is why we are taking 1 inch. Then take neck width of 3 inches and neck depth of 1.5 for the back bodies. Remember the front and back neck width must be the same, but the neck depth might differ. Then the next thing is to take the full length of the back bodies. Remember the full length of the front bodies we took 21.5. Then I told you the difference between the front and the back bodies is 1 inch for this pattern and drafting. So you measure yourself. Some people it might be the same thing, some people it might be 2 inches difference, it might be 3 inches difference. So you measure. So the next thing now is to take the bust circumference on the chest line. This is the chest line. So the bust circumference is 9.875. Remember, all your measurements must start from this zipper line. So we took the 9.75 like so. Then for the waist, take the bust span measurements. That is the nipple to nipple, starting from this zipper line as well, which is 4.25. Can you see? Then I took 0.75 on both sides of the that leg. So I took 0.75 on both sides. Then I took 1 inch below the chest line. I don't want it to get to the chest line, so I took 1 inch below the chest line. Then I collected the that legs. Then you can take 0.5, it depends on you. So because I'm working with bust 39.5, that's about 40, that's why I'm taking 0.75. If you are doing bust 36, 34, you can do 0.5. If you are doing bust 40 at 46, you can do 1 inch. So it depends on your bust circumference. So now the next thing is to take the circumference here, the waist circumference, which is 9. So you are starting your measurement from this zipper line. So we took the 9 inches like so. Then the dart we are cutting out here is 1.5. So you extend this place with 1.5. Then the bulge, zip bulge we are cutting out here 0.5. So you take the 0.5. Then you connect the 2 points together. So that is that about the back bodies. So we are cutting out all these parts. We are cutting out these parts. These are the that. Then remember we made use of the chest line for the front body, so we are going to make use of the chest line for the back bodies. Remember this is a tube, a corset tube. So on this chest line you can go down by 1 inch, you can go down by ½ inch. It depends on how low you want it to be. So I will go down by 0.75. Then I will connect it to the chest line like so. So I'll connect it. So I'll connect it like so. So the back, it depends on you. You can make a curve, you can make a slant like this. So it totally depends on you. So before we cut out, I want to tighten the back so that it will be more fitted. So I'll take 1/4 inch, 0.25 on both sides of the bust span line. So I'm taking 0.25, that is 1/4 inch on both sides of the bust span line. Then I'll connect it into the dart legs like so. So you connect it back into the dart legs like so. I believe you can see it. I believe you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that is that. So we have successfully tightened the back body. So we are cutting out all these parts like this. So our back bodice is set. So before we cut out the back, you need to label. Remember, don't forget to label. This is up, up. This is center back. This is a side back. This is down, down. So we'll cut out the that now. So this is the part. This part we are joining together. This part we are joining together. This is the zipper allowance. This is zipper allowance. So now, in case you are not making use of zipper, so that means this zipper allowance will not be there if you are making use of either loops or eyelets. So this zipper allowance, you don't need it, but because I'm making use of zipper, that is why the zipper allowance is there. So for that, if you are making use of loops, so that means you take 2 inches above, then take 1 inch here, connect it. Let me just show you. So you connect it, then you cut out this part. So that means this is the only part you'll be needing for your back bodice. After cutting out, it means this is what you'll be needing for your back bodice. But because I'm making use of zipper, that is why all this part is there. If you are making use of your loop, so this part, that's where you put your loops. Okay, so that is that of the back bodice. So as you can see, our pattern is all set. So I know you might be wondering that how would the front bodies and the back bodies at the side, that how would they be equal? So we have done that. So I just want to show you, this is the side back, that is the part we are joining to the side front. So let's check. So let's put it together. You can see that it is now equal at the side. So the importance of the bust that is just to make your garment to conform to your body very well, that is to give you a good fit. So that is the importance of the bust that we used. So we just place all this pattern on our fabric and we will cut out. So I will be doing that in the next video. So thank you guys for watching.
So I will drop the link to the sewing tutorial in the description box.